Do you find yourself that ever thinking that life would be very different if I was an entrepreneur, or a life would be very different if I had a salaried job? If yes, then this coaching episode is for you. Hi friends, welcome back to another episode with Coach Prashant, where I share my almost 20 years experience as an executive, as a master facilitator, as an entrepreneur, and as an executive coach. Through these videos, I want to give you the valuable visibility, recognition, and growth that you deserve. Learning from other people's experiences and challenges is the fastest and the most accelerated way for self-improvement. Again, it is my duty to tell you that all my sessions are confidential and are conducted in secret. However, what I'm sharing with you today, all the coaching tips which I share with you today are names changed, but the people are real and the situations are real. Today's episode is on a topic which I hear very often, especially in this superheated startup environment around us: job or entrepreneurship. Harvinder, one of my clients, or Harry as he was popularly called, is a very popular executive in his company. He's doing very well. He's a middle manager and he loves his job. He's in a sales job. Lately, Harry told me that he was finding himself dissatisfied with his job. He felt that the compensation was not worth it. His company had cut down on the incentive structures, on the commissions, and he just felt that he wasn't getting his due in the company. So he shared with me, Prashant, I've been thinking of starting my own job. Many of us, and what I heard Harry say is what I've heard many clients say, many of my friends say, many of my colleagues express this thought as well. Many of us are frustrated in our jobs. Many of us find ourselves working too hard. Many of us find ourselves working too less. Do you find yourself that you're working too hard or too less? Do you find yourself working from home or working in the office? Do you find yourself that ever thinking that life would be very different if I was an entrepreneur, or a life would be very different if I had a salaried job? If yes, then this coaching episode is for you. What I told Harry is something that I tell a lot of my people who come to me and express this thought of leaving their jobs and becoming an entrepreneur, or vice versa. So Harry told me, Prashant, I want to get into entrepreneurship. I want to start my own job. So I asked Harry a simple question. Harry, what is it about entrepreneurship that excites you? Notice that I asked him a positive question. If I had asked him, Harry, what is it about your job that you don't like? He might have, started unloading on me and coming up with various negative thoughts. But I asked him a positive question. Harry said, in my own business, I'm not answerable to anybody. Answerable or accountable, I asked him. Harry was silent. What do you mean by that, Prashant? I said, in your job, the deliverables, the deadlines, the commitments, the ownership of all the tasks still remains. In fact, if anything, it is multiplied by 10. Are you willing to work for it? Harry was silent. Prashant, you have been an entrepreneur and a consultant for many years. Can you tell me more? So I shared with Harry 3 tips, which I'm going to share with you on my thoughts on job versus entrepreneurship. Number 1, intrapreneurship versus entrepreneurship. Number 2, is your family on board? And number 3, what is the nature of your work? Let me tell you about these 3 tips in more detail. Number 1, intrapreneurship versus entrepreneurship. What is intrapreneurship? Intrapreneurship is being employed yet treating your own job as your own business. Why not treat your own work as your own business? The responsibility, the deadlines, the deliverables, the commitment, the jazba, the emotion, that verve that you want to show into your own business. The reason why you want to go into your own business, that respect that you want as an entrepreneur, you can get in your own job as well. Why not treat your own job as your own business? Show the same initiative, be proactive, take ownership, right? Be accountable. And you will find that many times your managers, your leaders, the ecosystem will give you that chance to actually display entrepreneurship and to be your entrepreneurship. You will own your own budget, you will own your own project, you will feel that this is your own business. Number two, is your family on board? Have you talked to your friends, your family, your colleagues, your stakeholders, your near and dear ones? They are the ones who will also be affected by your decision. Remember, entrepreneurship results in sometimes in stoppage or even reduction of earnings. Is your family okay with it? Have you discussed this at length with other people who have left their jobs to become entrepreneurs? Have you done your research? Because many times I find people get emotional, leave their jobs, and they start businesses which don't succeed, and then they find themselves somewhere in the middle. Harry, I don't want you to be like that. This is what I told him. What is the nature of your job? Ask yourself, why is it that you want to quit your job? What is it about your job that makes you want to leave it? Is it your manager? Is it the people that you're working with? Is it the nature of your job? Ask yourself, if the job itself doesn't excite you, maybe you should be doing something else. Maybe you should be upskilling yourself. Maybe you should be exploring other interests. Do you have any other hobbies? Friends, I always feel that while you're working, any entrepreneurship ambitions should always start out as a side project. Start a side project if you want, along with your job. Do not quit your job to start a business. At some point you will find that your side business has become so big and it has become an entity by itself that you cannot devote time to both. At that point you can make an informed decision, a calculated risk. You can take a calculated risk to actually leave your job and now treat your side project as a full-time project, right? This is the way what I suggested to Harry, and friends, this is what I'd like to share with you. When we talk about job versus entrepreneurship, it is not black and white. There are many aspects to it, but I urge you, if you feel like an entrepreneur, if you want to go into entrepreneurship, if you have entrepreneurial ambitions, so be it. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to share my experience with you as well. However, all those decisions need to be taken in a very informed and a calculated way. Friends, if you like what you heard, please like, subscribe, and share on the links given below. Please share this video with your friends. I'm sure you also know many others who have similar thoughts. Please share the knowledge. I would love to hear from you. Reach out to me anytime. I would love to share my experience with you, long experience of being a startup entrepreneur, and together let us arrive at what is best for you, job or entrepreneurship. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Thanks. Bye.